April marks Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month. What local organization hopes to bring awareness to the issue?
And Governor Asa Hutchinson addressed Bill 1570 yesterday.
I have on my desk another bill passed by the General Assembly that is a product of the cultural war in America.
How his efforts to veto the bill changed earlier today.
Find out which Olympic gold medalist is here in Fayetteville tonight, starting right now on UATV News.
The Arkansas Senate and House voted to override Asa Hutchinson's veto of HB 1570. The State House overturned the bill today after a vote of 72 to 25 approved the bill.
The bill becomes the first ban on medical treatments for transgendered youth. This comes after Hutchinson issued a veto against the bill yesterday.
The most recent action of the General Assembly, while well-intended, is off course, and I must veto House Bill 1570.
The governor's efforts were overturned as representatives such as Robin Ludstrom supported bill otherwise known as the Arkansas Save Adolescents from Experimentation Act.
It's a specifically targeted, on-course bill to protect children in Arkansas, and we should be very proud of protecting our children.
Earlier today on NPR's All Things Considered, Hutchinson showed his disappointment on the override and brought to attention the youth already under hormone treatment. Good evening and welcome to this Tuesday night edition of UATV News. I'm Tristan Hill.
And I'm JC Dodd. Thanks for joining us. Each year, the U of A's Distinguished Lectures Committee hosts dynamic and pertinent speakers to keep students entertained while helping enrich their minds. Tonight, Olympic gold medalist and advocate Aly Raisman is speaking at the Fayetteville Town Center. Kaylin Jackson is live with more. Kaylin?
Thanks, JC. I'm right outside the Fayetteville Town Center where the Distinguished Lecture Series with Aly Raisman just started a few minutes ago. The Distinguished Lectures Committee is comprised of students who are looking to bring unique voices to campus to help empower students. Over the past few years, the university has brought in musicians, athletes, and even former First Ladies. These speakers are selected to help students engage with themselves and connect with the speakers on a personal level. DLC Chair Sally Gerhan tells me she's excited about having Raisman as this year's speaker, as she's been a role model and inspiration to her and many others.
As I've gotten older and now I'm 22, and now I get to still be inspired and empowered by her story more than just the competitions and the medals. And I think that that's something that a lot of people our age feel.
The Fayetteville Town Center has a capacity of 1,500, although due to COVID, that number has been decreased to 300 with social distancing guidelines in place. Students had the opportunity to get tickets for the in-person event, and those spaces did fill up quickly, but anyone with a University of Arkansas ID can stream the event live. So don't worry, if you want to tune in, you definitely can. It just started a few minutes ago. You can tune in via live stream. Sally Gerhan tells me her hope for the future of the DLC is that they continue to bring in diverse voices and have their voices be heard and share their stories with students. Reporting live for UATV News, I'm Kaylin Jackson.
Students interested in being a part of the Distinguished Lectures Committee can fill out an application now on HogSync. For Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month, one company hopes to draw attention to the issue. The Children's Safety Center in Springdale places the importance of decreasing child abuse at a top priority. The organization assists victims up to the age of 17 and empowers them to overcome their experience.
The hope is that they are getting both the things they need to be safe, but then also the things they need to heal.
The center put up pinwheels outside that symbolize the innocence of a normal childhood. They hope that each child that visits never experiences their trauma again.
And 2 weeks ago, the University of Arkansas celebrated its 150th anniversary. Now, another educational institution in Fayetteville gets to do the same. UATV's Sean Romberg has more. Sean?
Both the University of Arkansas and the Fayetteville Public School District were founded in 1871, and signs like these above me were put up here at the U of A to commemorate the 150th anniversary. I talked to a man who's connected to both of them. Fayetteville Public Schools sits right on the doorstep of the University of Arkansas. Both institutions face the tall task of celebrating a 150th anniversary in the midst of a pandemic. Superintendent Dr. John L. Colbert serves as a bridge between the two.
We still have that same type of partnership going on 150 years later, and I really appreciate the partnership that we have with the university being in our backyard.
Colbert graduated 3 times from the U of A, and his experiences on campus prepared him for the superintendent role. In his 43-year career with the district, one thing has made an impact.
Fayetteville has always been very progressive in their thinking about doing things the right way and being very inclusive. So I'm very, very proud of Fayetteville Public Schools.
150 years of the U of A means almost 150 years of monuments like Old Main and Senior Walk. And for Fayetteville Public Schools, they're very excited to share their rich history with their community.
1871 was the first education system. It had the first African-American school in Fayetteville in Northwest Arkansas. And then Northwest Arkansas has the first Black African-American superintendent, John L. Colbert.
As part of the celebrations, the district will create a website that will document the history of the district in an easy-to-access timeline. For Colbert, having 2 institutions that mean so much to him makes the experience even better.
It's kind of exciting that we can celebrate 150 years together. So it's awesome, yeah.
In addition to the timeline website, the school district is also displaying student artwork proudly, and they've also made signs, yard signs, available for families who want to show their support for the district. Live in Fayetteville, Sean Romberg, UATV News.
Thanks, Sean. You can find a complete list of events celebrating the 150th anniversary on Fayetteville Public Schools website. And colleges and universities across the SEC and ACC band together for a virtual career fair. Students in 29 of the participating colleges and universities can attend the fair on April 6th. Over 160 different employers seek to hire students from all majors. Students must register with Career ECO to attend the event.
A new biking company makes their way to Northwest Arkansas. Find out what exclusive amenities they will bring.
A book drive and a new RSO. One group of students is helping kids in Northwest Arkansas on UATV News after the break.
One nationwide organization looks to expand onto college campuses. UATV reporter Caden Hartman is live to tell you how the U of A has made history. Caden.
A group of students here at the U of A are helping to promote literacy in children in Northwest Arkansas. They partnered with one national group to make their dreams a reality. Mullins Library, the Arkansas Union, and Peabody Hall all have one thing in common. They all feature a book donation bin sponsored by a new student organization. The U of A chapter of Reading is Fundamental promotes literacy among children and is the first collegiate chapter.
So I reached out to them and just basically asked, can we bring a chapter here to the U of A? Because I am pretty involved on campus, so that was the first way I thought I could do it, was I know how to make a chapter.
Barbara volunteered with the organization in high school and wanted to implement a similar grassroots-style program here in Northwest Arkansas to help address some of the state's literacy issues.
Now, Arkansas has a lot of teachers that are really passionate about helping their students, but unfortunately the resources here are just not great. According to RIF, 69% of 4th graders in Arkansas are not at a proficient reading level. Barbara hopes to help fix that by partnering with one NWA school, Decatur Northside Elementary. Donated books will go directly to the students at Decatur. It's so important here in Arkansas to be able to give kids those tools early on to learn how to read, because that can help them in any realm that they go in.
Stephanie tells me that reading is vastly important to her, and one of her favorite books is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee due to its narrative and the lessons it taught her. One book that I've enjoyed reading recently is Dune by Frank Herbert. Reporting live outside Mullins Library, Caden Hartman, UATV News.
Thanks, Caden. The book drive lasts until the end of the month, and books will be going to kids grades K through 4.
Arkansas remains the only state to criminalize renters who fail to vacate a property from overdue rent. On April 5th, the House Insurance and Commerce Committee voted against the bill under state law HB 1798. Landlords can start the eviction process just 1 day after failed rent payments.
Seattle Bike Company moves their equipment to Bentonville alongside one of Arkansas's famous biking trails. Hellion Bike Company CEO and owner Michael Lasalda says how the central location is better and supports his emerging brand. Arkansans can receive a 10% discount on the bikes sold at their factory.
One local nonprofit organization seeks to help out children in need. This weekend, Samaritan's Feet provided around 700 shoes to elementary school students. Each child in attendance received a hygiene kit and notes of encouragement. The organization plans to continue hosting more events this year. Universities across the country will require students to get vaccinated.
It's part of a face-to-face requirement.
Find out if the U of A will follow.
Fayetteville plans on honoring a fallen hero through a blood drive. How your donation could help others. The Arkansas Department of Health released the latest numbers in the coronavirus case report today. The natural state currently reports over 70 active cases and 152 hospitalizations due to COVID-19. The total amount of deaths in the state reaches over 5,650.
And the Arkansas Department of Health also broke down the statistics on COVID-19 vaccine distribution across America. The state totals almost 1.9 million doses received and nearly 1,277,000 doses distributed. The Arkansas Department of Health reports over 477,000 Arkansans fully vaccinated.
Country schools such as Rutgers and Northwestern Eastern University require their students to get the COVID vaccine. This created controversy in academia on whether universities should force their students to take it. The U of A plans on having full in-person classes next fall semester, depending on COVID cases at the university. U of A's Zach Brown reminds that the university required vaccinations when mumps and rubella outbreaks happened on campus.
At this time, we can confidently say that we are not going to require the COVID-19 vaccine for students, faculty, or staff as part of a face-to-face requirement.
Their vaccination as vaccine eligibility opens to all students.
And the NWA Community Clinic offers COVID-19 vaccinations and healthcare services to the homeless community. Their mobile health unit acts as a health office on wheels for Arkansas's less fortunate. Though the mobile health office, the community clinic offers health care advice, and occasionally a physician will board the unit to provide more advanced assessments for patients.
And then the final piece is we can do health promotion, and these can include things like health coaching, vaccinations, etc.
The clinic remains open to provide health care and supply our community with COVID-19 vaccinations.
The Center for Disease Control and Prevention provides new guidelines for cleaning and disinfecting. Experts recommend using products like soaps and detergents. Chemicals should only be used where a suspected or confirmed COVID case exists. The CDC shares that fogging, fumigation, and electrostatic spraying can present risks.
The Fayetteville Police Department honors late Officer Stephen Carr with a blood drive in his name. The Health Department asks that everyone try to make an appointment to donate, but walk-ins are welcome. The next blood drive happens next Tuesday, April 13th, located at the Walton Arts Theater from 9 to 3.
The university honors its students today.
And 2 teams take to the diamond. All this and more next on UATV Sports.
TV Sports. I'm Yael Evan with today's sports update. March Madness came to a close last night as the Baylor Bears ended Gonzaga's undefeated season in the championship game, 86-70. It was a dominant game early on for Baylor, who held the lead for the entire game. As a team, Baylor grabbed 16 more boards than the Bulldogs and made double their three-pointers. Baylor's defense was also dominant in the game, doubling Gonzaga's steals and blocking 5 of the Bulldogs' attempts. Baylor's landslide win scored them their first tournament victory in school history. It is a special day for some Razorbacks as today is National Student Athlete Day. 465 athletes from 19 different sports are honored on this day. Director of Athletics Hunter Yurachek said he's proud of their hard work in and out of the classroom. On the diamond, both softball and baseball take on opponents at home tonight. The softball team comes off a 3-game sweep of the Auburn Tigers on the road. Infielder Braxton Burnside continues to lead the team offensively as the hot hand of pitcher Autumn Storm strikes there on opposing offenses. The Hogs started their game against the Missouri State Bears this evening at 5:30. And as Baseball America's #1 team, the Diamond Hawks come off a serious win against the Auburn Tigers at home. In their last game against the Tigers, Christian Franklin pulled some late-game heroics, hitting a homer in extra innings to clinch a Razorbacks win. The Hogs look to continue their winning homestand as they welcome another Arkansas team to Baum-Walker Stadium. The Razorbacks head off against the Little Rock Trojans tonight at home. After an impeccable start at the Collegiate Invitational hosted by the Auburn Tigers, the men's golf team continues in their tournament today until Wednesday. From day one, the Razorbacks sat at 5th out of 14 teams in the Invitational. The Razorbacks' notable start began with a 7-shot lead at the 10th hole. Although the Razorbacks are in the top 5 and their spot could be easily taken as 3 teams are 1 stroke away. Auburn, Charlotte, and Ole Miss are all tied for 6th right behind the Razorbacks. As for women's golf, the number 16 team travels to Baton Rouge to play in the LSU Tiger Classic today and tomorrow. As the Invitational marks the end of their regular season, the team isn't in for some competition. However, some may be familiar to the Hogs as they will be facing some SEC opponents, such as Florida State, Georgia, and LSU. The tournament consists of 54 holes, with 36 of those played earlier today and 18 holes played tomorrow. That's all for UATV Sports. We'll be back with more after the break.
Make sure to have your umbrella tomorrow.
That's right, JC. You can expect to see an 81% chance of thunderstorms and a high of 67 with a low of 45.
Thursday with a high of 72 and a low of 47.
Friday looks partly cloudy with a 24% chance of rain, reaching up to 78 degrees and a low of 47.
This spring, a popular attraction returns to Northwest Arkansas.
The Walmart Arkansas Music Pavilion plans to host Friday and Saturday happy hour events featuring live music, food, and drinks.
Starting May 7th, locals can attend for free, but should plan on first come, first serve open seating.
All right, JC, I'm really excited to go see some music. How about you?
I need live music in my life.
You and me both.
That's all the time we have for UATV tonight. I'm JC Dodd.
And I'm Tristan Hill. Have a great night.